when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. It is Thursday, February the 26th, 2026. I am your host, Akinlabi. It's good to be here with you in the land of the living. I hope that you're up and you're ready to go. We're almost to the end of the work week, so give it your all, give it your best energy today and tomorrow. I'm joined in the studio by the lovely Vanessa Ortiz. Good morning and welcome, Vanessa.
Good morning, Akilabi. Good morning to our viewers. Thank you for continuing to join into Tobago Updates Television and here on the morning show.
Yes, indeed. It's good to be here with you all again. We have a lot of interesting conversations to have with you all today. But before we do any of that, we want to head over to our news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Akilabi. Motorists get a 3 to 7 day grace period starting Monday. MP Thomas says bring back the badge. Lambo Fisherfolk asks about compensation, and West Indies play for a place in the T20 World Cup semi-finals. Your news in 90 seconds starts now for Thursday, February 26, 2026. Transport Minister Eliza Kaur has announced a new grace period system. Starting Monday, motorists will get 3 to 7 days to fix minor defects issues like cracked windscreens or faulty lights before a fine is issued. Those who repair defects and obtain a certificate of compliance will avoid penalties. Failing to resolve the issue within the time frame automatically converts the warning into a fixed fine. Ongoing concerns over cargo operations have caused Tobago East MP David Thomas to call for the badge's return into active rotation to assist with heavier cargo items, ease current logistical pressures, and reduce delays for businesses. While the Blue Wave Harmony starts night berthing trials ahead of its March 1st deadline for full service. Lambo Fisherfolk are questioning the Tobago House of Assembly about promised compensation for those economically affected by the oil spill. We'll have more tonight as this story develops. West Indies are at this very moment playing South Africa in India for a spot in the T20 Cricket World Cup semi-finals, with both teams currently holding the top 2 positions, respectively in Group 1 of the Super 8 level of the tournament. Whichever team wins this morning's match is guaranteed one of the 4 coveted semi-final positions. West Indies is batting first. And that was your news in 90 seconds. Tune in again at 6:30 p.m. for a full newscast.
Thank you very much, Vanessa, for that news in 90 seconds. And viewers, we're speeding through things a little bit here today. We're not going to have any birthday shout-outs. Vanessa, tell us, who do we have in the lineup this morning for today's program?
This morning on the rundown, we have Wendell Wallace. He is the chairman of the Police Service Commission, and we're talking about trust, confidence, and satisfaction in the TTPS. It's a survey that they have launched, and they're going to be talking about that this morning. Right after that, we have Aya Seaton. It's a promoter, and we're talking about the Crown Point Soul Fest. And right after that, last but certainly not least, we have Dexter Wright, president and head coach of Ravens FC, and we're talking about Ravens FC first training session.
All right, so you can see we have quite an interesting mix. We have some conversations with the TTPS and some things on the lighter end of things. We want to go straight into our first interview. We have on the line with us Mr. Wendell Wallace, who is the chairman of the Police Service Commission, and he's going to be talking about trust, confidence, and satisfaction in the TTPS survey. Good morning and welcome, Mr. Wallace.
Pleasant good morning to you. Pleasant good morning to the audience, wherever they may be. It's always a pleasure to be here sharing information, sharing knowledge with you guys.
So, Mr. Wallace, I want to get straight into this. So we know you're having a survey, but just give us a bit more details about what this survey is about.
Well, yes. This is one of the 2 surveys that the Police Service Commission puts on a yearly basis. It's the public trust and confidence in the police service. And, it's interesting that we get the views of the wider public in terms of what are their thoughts on police and policing in both Trinidad and Tobago. And that's the genesis. That's what the Police Service Commission is aiming to do with this survey. As I said, it's been conducted throughout Trinidad and Tobago. It's been done at this point in time in Trinidad, and we should be in Tobago at some point in March.
Now, how will the findings of this service influence decisions about leadership in the TTPS moving forward?
Thanks for that. It's a really interesting question, in that these surveys, we do not take the surveys lightly. We do not take the views of the public lightly. Quite often, people will have, a range of comments, a range of things to say about the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. But if they say it on street corners and in bars and in their homes, then it's practically useless. We want to hear what the public has to say, and it's anonymous. We do not ask for any details. Participants cannot be traced unless they put some identifying information there. But to get to your question, these surveys, or this survey, is used to guide the leadership of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, in that we use them to set targets and performance indicators. So, for example, if the members of the public say that the communication is very poor, we use that to set targets for the leadership and indicate to them that you need to have training conducted in terms of communication by the TTPS with members of the public. And I just want to add something here quite quickly, because members of the public, and indeed some police officers, misunderstand the role and function of the Police Service Commission. We do not manage the entire Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. According to section 121 to 123 of the Constitution, our remit is solely the executive. And in that context, we mean the Commissioner of Police and the 3 Deputy Commissioners of Police.
So we're talking about trust, confidence, and satisfaction within the TTPS. And I think the public would want to know, what does trust mean in policing for the Police Service Commission?
So for us, when we speak about trust, the questions that we ask basically seek to elicit from the members of the public whether there is that relationship whereby you feel confident enough, you feel safe, you see that you can go to the police to lodge reports. So that's why it's structured as trust. We have trust and confidence in the TTPS. But basically, we are asking, do you feel safe enough? Do you think that you can go to the police and lodge a report without any negative pushback from the police? That's what we mean when we say trust in the police.
Dr. Wallace, many persons might be hearing you and they'll be thinking to themselves, this thing has been happening on an annual basis, and persons have been giving their feedback on an annual basis, but yet they're not seeing the types of changes to the TTPS that they would have liked to see over the years. What would make this year different?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, we are not responsible for the entire Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. We are responsible for the commissioner and the deputy commissioners, the 3 deputy commissioners of police. So what we do is that we set targets, we set mandates, deliverables, etc. And we hope and we advise that there should be a trickle-down effect to the lower levels of the Trinidad and the Tobago Police Service. Yes, the surveys have been conducted over many years. What would be different this year, or what we are hoping would be different, is that there would be that trickle-down effect where you can see some tangible improvements in policing all the way down to the lowest level, to the constables, to the stations. And we are hoping that, in fact, I shouldn't say hoping, but we will be holding the executive accountable if they do not achieve the mandates and the deliverables that we set for them. What would also be different is that we are hoping to come out to the public and share the findings of the survey with members of the public through outreach sessions. We want to share the findings. In fact, we do share the findings with the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service Social and Welfare Association. We do share it to the upper level of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service as well. But for this year, we want to conduct some outreach. We want to have the results shared a bit more widely so that the general public can understand and so that they can know what they contributed to. Because quite often surveys are constructed, surveys are conducted, and people do not know, okay, what is the end result? All they know is that they contributed. But for this year, the Commission wants to ensure that the members of the public, that they know the end result of the survey. And again, what is different is that we want to ensure that there is a trickle-down effect. We want to see a better Trinidad and Tobago, and we will be holding the executive of the TTPS accountable when we set these targets.
So, Dr. Wallace, I know when you're doing surveys, you start to quantify the data that you've gotten into sometimes percentages and so forth. In terms of confidence and satisfaction, over the years, what has been the percentage rating of the public's confidence and satisfaction in the duties and execution of duties of the TTPS?
Well, over the years, you find a wide range, right? And what happens is that it's based on the representation of members of the public. So if you were to look at it from an election perspective, sometimes you have a low voter turnout. Over the past years, you've had some really low turnouts. It has to do with public apathy in that, yes, as you said, it's done every year, so members of the public may become tired. This year, we've added some questions, we changed the structure to make it a bit more appealing, simpler. So it's been done online. We also have conducting the survey. But in terms of answering your questions, for the past, for the past, let's say 5 years, the trust and confidence police has ranged between 20 to 40%. But my caveat here is that it depends on the number of participants. This year, we are hoping to have a large turnout. I think for the last, we had approximately 2,500 persons participating. Far, I can safely say that we've had 800 who have completed the survey thus far. It goes until the 23rd of March. So I am hoping that we record. I am directly involved as the chairman and more so as a researcher at the University of the West Indies. So I have this survey, the members of my commission, they involved in pushing the survey as well. Whereas in the past, it was the staff at the Police Service Commission. There is all hands on deck because we want to get more views from us of the public. And we don't only want to get the views, but we want data in to move away from what you ask, the quantitative, because quite often we get the quantitative, but put a qualitative component in the study. So you actually views of the members of the public, not only the data, not only the number, you get the actual lived experiences of individuals who partake in the survey.
Now, Dr. Wallace, within this survey, there is a question that speaks to municipality or region. Why is it important to collect data based on that criteria?
Why? It's important to collect data from all regions, all aspects. And if persons were to look at it carefully, you will see that it speaks to the municipalities, the different regions, the ward, island, Tobago. So it's important to get the feed not only from urban areas, because the urban policing or the views of the urban and the Tobago, from Chagaramas to Charles to Casara to Sugar, Spain, every part of Trinidad and Tobago, and we will be sending out our personnel or assessors to as many as possible. So they will be going to schools, business places. They'll be coming to government offices, a wide range. We want to hear the views of the layperson straight up to the government officials. Of course, the survey is not geared towards police officers. They have their own survey. But we want to get a wide view of the public as much as possible. And we're hoping that by me being warning that it can reach the distant regions in Tobago.
Now, I just want to ask, I know that it's the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, and I know you said eventually you'll be coming over to Tobago. Will Tobago's results be assessed differently as opposed to Trinidad's?
Well, we are still in that phase of deciding where or that should be. But generally, when we conduct research such as this, it can be done several ways where we collate all the data based on gender, ethnicity, education, marital status. So there's a whole range of things we can do. What we can also do, and what we have also done in the past, is distilled it by divisions. So we can look at what Tobago division says, what division says. One firm just yet with research department actually putting things in. From my perspective, if I were leading this in the sense of being the leader here, normally when I research, I put it into the context of that and the Tobago and try not to separate.
Dr. Wallace, over the years of you conducting this survey, have you seen an increase in the levels of trust and confidence and satisfaction that the public has had in the actions and the operations of the TTPS?
Well, the first year being the lead position survey, in that I've only been the chairman of the Service Commission since November 2024. The survey for 2025 already been in place and conducted by the past commission. So this is the survey for 2025. So it's my first actually, being in charge and leading that venture. But over the years, my understanding and from looking at some of the reports is that you fluctuation. So different things have impacted the survey. For example, during the COVID-19 period, of course, you would have had a lower response rate, and that impacted the trust and confidence in the police. But generally, it fluctuates between 20 to 40% satisfaction with the police. And
in terms of the measures taken to improve these ratings, I know, because no matter how well you are doing, you always seek to improve yourselves. What areas over the years, because you say this is your first year as chairman, but I'm suspecting that you would have been a part of the committee in these surveys over the years. What areas over the years has the TTPS put attention and focus on improving?
All right. Well, again, this is the first year that I've been involved overall, right? You may or may not know that the commissions change, the police service commissions, the members change every 3 years. In this commission, we only have one member from the past commission. So this is my first involvement as the chairman of the Police Service Commission and actually being involved with the Public Trust and Confidence survey. But with that said, the survey doesn't come from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. The survey comes from us at the commission. But in the context of what improvements we have seen, is that from my perspective, what I have seen is improvements, for example, in vehicle management. In some instances, there were no police vehicles at the stations. And now we have mandated that at each station there must be at least 2 vehicles. So that in itself, I've seen over a period of time, even from the period when I was not a member of the commission, I have seen the improvements from then to now in terms of fleet management. Another area of improvement is reduction in overtime payments. In the context of a past commissioner of police had mentioned, in fact, several commissioners of police had mentioned that overtime payments, it's way too much. And we have mandated the police service to reduce their overtime bill. And again, that has come out of the survey where members of the public have the belief that police officers are always working overtime, but they're not seeing any tangible results. Right? So these are just 2 of the areas. There are other areas that coming out of the survey, members of the public have told us. And, it's quite interesting that I think coming out of the last survey, members of the public who include former police officers have indicated that the response time, right? The response time is very low, in that in some instances you call for service or you make a report to the police and sometimes they come 3 days afterwards, sometimes they do not come. And that to me is very poor. That's really bad service. So we have worked on using the survey to enhance police response time. Some former police officers, they have indicated that pension and gratuity, they have left the police service years ago, 3 to 5 years, and they have not been receiving pension and gratuity. Again, they are members of the public, irrespective of the fact that they came from the police service, but now they are members of the public, and that impacts them. So again, we use these comments from the members of the public to set targets and to improve the overall well-being of the police service. So hopefully with this survey, people will tell us their frank views. Feel free to tell us exactly what you think, whether it's your view is that police officers should be using more body-worn cameras, whether the response time is too slow, whether they need training in communication. I want you, indeed, as host this morning, I want you to participate in the study and tell us your frank views so that we can use it to improve or continue to improve the service delivery of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to you, members of the public.
Now, Dr. Wallace, on the point of service, I know over the years, even on social media, you often see people complaining about how police officers interact, maybe in a roadblock, maybe just you're going into the station to make a report, and most times you hear them complaining about the lack of customer service. Has this been a part of service before? What were some of the measures that were put in place, and what are some of the measures that will be put in place if this is coming a recurring incident going forward in this survey for this year?
Well, if that is a problem, if we notice at the end when the data is collated and distilled, if we notice that that is a problem, then we'll have to mandate that the Commissioner of Police and the Deputy Commissioner of Police conduct training in that realm, right? And indeed, I can tell you that under Commissioner of Police Stephen Williams, at the conclusion of one of those surveys, it was found that customer service was very, very low. It was probably somewhere around 18%. And Mr. Williams engaged the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine, the criminology department, and we actually conducted training to members of the police service. Indeed, I was one of the trainers in that. I was one of the facilitators on that project where we trained over, I think it's approximately 3,000 police officers from both the 1st and 2nd Division of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. And what was instructive about that training is that within 1 year of the training being conducted, I encountered a particular situation with a very young police officer who, apparently knew very little about customer service. And I had to inform him that, this training was done and this is not the way the Commissioner of Police expect police officers to respond to members of the public. Now, I can say for a fact that I have had bad experiences in terms of customer service, but I have had more good experiences in terms of interacting with police officers when they simply do not know who I am, because I do not tell people that I am. I don't go into the police stations and say I am Wendell Wallace, chairman of the police service. That's not my approach. I go to the police service as a member of the public, expecting a particular service. Indeed, one should not expect, and police officers should not treat you differently based on your status quo. That is certainly not what we expect at the Police Service Commission.
Dr. Wallace, we want to wrap up the interview, but before we go, I want to ask you one final question. As the newly installed chairman of the commission, over the next 3 years, what is your vision for the police service?
Well, I can give you my vision and I can give you the commission's vision, right? But as you asked, in the context of my vision, I will give you my vision. My vision for the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is to see a contemporary, a modern police service where policing is not seen as a task, it's seen as a daily experience, and that people who interact with police officers should have at least a pleasant interaction. Now, I understand that interactions may not always be pleasant based on the nature of policing, but for the average interactions, it must be a good lived experience. I want to see a contemporary police, a modern police service where people are dedicated, where police officers are committed to their jobs, and where they do not see members of the public as, or where they see members of the public as their constituents, where they see them as us, members of the TTPS, providing a service. And that's key to my vision.
All right, we want to thank you very much, Dr. Wendell Wallace, chairman of the Police Service Commission, coming on to speak to us about trust, confidence, and satisfaction in the TTPS survey. Viewers, we have to go for a short break, but when we come back, we continue our conversations. So do us a favor. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back after these messages.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Coming up, fets, pan, parades, soca. Yes, Carnival is in full swing. Artists from all over added their strokes to Antigua and Barbuda's canvas. A boost for these Barbadian projects through the power to make a difference. Equal servings of culture and good cheer. It's Caribbean Passport TV right here on this station.
Promotion presents Laugh and Live this Good Friday, 7 p.m. It's non-stop laughter at Birchwood Legacy Park, Lowlands. Special guest from Jamaica, Mr. Funny himself, Owen Blacker Ellis. From Trinidad, Rising Comics, Alan the Entertainer, and Son. And from Tobago, amateur comic, Bishop Terence Baines. Listen, this is a laughing matter. Get your tickets now at Den's Electronics, 2nd floor, Port Mall, Scarborough. An Island e-tickets or call 685-1988. At the door, you will pay more. It's gonna be a family affair. Laughter is good for the soul, whether you're young or you're old. So get your tickets now. You can't afford to miss it. Add some laughter to your Easter.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. Rooted in connection, driven by community. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49SWIFT 4979438.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show. And we have in studio with us Mr. Dexter Wright, who is the president and the head coach of Ravens FC, as well as Ms. Micheline Louis Charles Lynch, who is the treasurer of Ravens FC. And they're here to talk to us about Ravens FC first upcoming training session. Good morning and welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
President, good morning, and thanks for having us today. And we happy to be here and hope that you all invite us back and also to one of our training sessions.
Okay, so Mr. Wright, I'll start with you first.
Sure.
Tell us, what is Ravens FC and why did this club get started?
So Ravens FC is basically a football club that is recently established. We started off in December last year. It basically came about because we well, myself and my coaching staff, we were dealing with Pentecostal Light and Life, and we saw the need that whenever boys aren't in clubs, and because of that, they're not able to play football year round. And because of that, the level of football, although they have talent, it could be excel a little further. So that's why we decided to start this club.
So it's more of a, it's to give young boys an opportunity to be continuously developing their footballing skills.
Yes, it is.
And Miss Louis Charles Lynch, just give us an insight into why you bought into this idea of Ravens FC. What was so inspiring about the idea that you joined?
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for having me. We came with that idea as manager of Pentecostal Light and Life football team, and we saw the needs for children that are taking part in our competition but not having the opportunity to play football year round. So we decided to come with a club where our children will be able to play football and train all year round. So not only they will be at a level of readiness when our school football come through, and also they will be able to participate in other competitions.
Mr. Wright, so far, what has the interest in the club been like?
Thus far, we've been getting a lot of traction. We have some posts that has been going around on social media. We have parents that have been contacting. We have over 20 participants already that already signed up on the program and ready waiting for the first day of training, which will be on the 1st of March. Our training would be on Sundays and Wednesdays from 3:30 to 5, and we open to other persons coming and join.
And what would the age bracket be like for persons who want to join this football club?
We start with 10 to 19.
10 to 19?
Yes.
And what can persons expect on the first day of training?
On the first day of training, we are doing more like a diagnosis test to see where the children are at. And remember, coaching is not a one-size-fits-all. We need to see the level of fitness of the children, their technical ability, and to program for such. We have also a periodization of 1 year in which we divide into the first 3 months. We have our mesocycle ready and macrocycle ready, on which we are going to be divided in training sessions. So in our first training sessions, we will do tests that will enable us to see where the children are at.
Now, persons might be asking, why should they then give their trust in Ravens FC? What qualifications do you all come with, or what is your track record like that they should give you some trust in the development of their children?
All right, so what happened is that we, over the years, we have been dealing with boys with this particular age group, being it whether it be in school football, whether it be in village tournaments. We have coaches that were even in TFA coaching. All right, so for the past 5 years onward, we have coaches who are C licensed, who are hoping to get onto the B and also the A license. So we have a track record being playing under 19, playing under 11s at the primary school level. We also have just recently come out of the under 14 with Pentecostal Light and Life, where we basically took these boys from a level of competing and conceding a number of goals. I wouldn't number right now, but they've been conceding goals, and we moved them from that level to winning games. Right? We actually come out of a season of winning 2 out of 6 games, which is almost, if you might sound minimal, it's a big jump from last year not even be able to score 2 goals. Right?
So, Ravens FC has recently started. What is the vision for the club?
So our vision is to create talent, promoting teamwork, and instill discipline and inspire passion for the game of football, and also to create unity between the children and the community.
And in terms of the development of the boys and girls that will be coming to the club, what do you hope to develop these young children into?
More so all-round individuals, right? So not only in the field of sports, but also in their everyday lives. I didn't want to go into that, but I'm a firefighter, right? And one of the things that we've been trained to do is to have discipline, right? So we want to impact discipline onto the boys, onto the girls, and have them move from a level of grassroots football to pro, semi-pro, however high they might be able to achieve.
All right, so for persons who want to, they hear what you're saying, they're interested, they think that you have a good project on your hands here, and they really want to make their children a part of it. Tell us how they could get in contact with you, and just give them some more information about Ravens FC, the first training session. Just remind them of the time and all the information.
All right, so to join the club, we have registration form available. You can contact 294-5407 to get your registration, and our first training session will be on Sunday, the 1st of March at Hope from 3:30 to 5:30. And also we have our grand opening or our launch coming the 12th of April this year. So we invite everybody to come. You will not regret. We have a team of qualified coach, and I myself is qualified to work with children. I'm a physical education teacher. So we are equipped to serve your children. We have physiotherapists on board. We have psychologists on board that will help us to deal with your children. So once you make the decision, you will not regret it. So we invite everybody from 10 and 19 years old to come to our club.
All right, viewers, you heard it. Ravens FC first training session is on this weekend, Sunday, the 1st of March, from 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. at the Hope Recreational Grounds. So if you have any interest, you could reach out to Mr. Wright or Miss Michelin Louis Charles Lynch. What's the phone number again?
294-5407.
294-5407.
Or 296-0854, and also 702-5882.
All right, viewers, so you heard those numbers. Reach out to them and get your children involved in this great opportunity for them to have some sort of development, some sort of all-round development apart from their academics. Viewers, we have to go for a short break, and when we come back, we wrap up this session here at the Tobago Update Morning Show. So do us a favor. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back after these messages.
TL Promotion presents Laugh and Live this Good Friday, 7 p.m. It's non-stop laughter at Birchwood Legacy Park, Lowlands. Special guest from Jamaica, Mr. Funny himself, Owen Blacker Ellis. From Trinidad, Rising Comics, Alan the Entertainer, and Son. And from Tobago, amateur comic, Bishop Terence Baines. Listen, this is a laughing matter. Get your tickets now at Den's Electronics, 2nd floor, Port Mall, Scarborough. An Island e-tickets or call 685-1988. At the door, you will pay more. It's gonna be a family affair. Laughter is good for the soul, whether you're young or you're old. So get your tickets now. You can't afford to miss it. Add some laughter to your Easter.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and look. This is your show, and know. 'Cause this is your show. More, live more.
Goals, we've got them. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago, so it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, and we want to wrap things up with you all here this morning, but we cannot leave without our birthday shoutouts. Yes, here at Tobago Updates, we like to celebrate with those who are celebrating. No matter what you're celebrating, we want to celebrate with you, and we want to kick things off by saying happy birthday to Miss Joycelyn Williams. Happy birthday to you, Miss Joycelyn Williams. Today is a special day. I know you're going out and you're going on plans and drink and wine and dine. You look like one of them fancy girls who like to do things top at top. And I know you're going to celebrate nice today. God's richest blessings to you. Your friends and your family, they're going to show you with love. And we pray that everything you set your heart to in this coming year, you put God first and you achieve everything Use the star girl.
Yeah. Up next, we have Jody Alexis. Happy birthday to you from us here at the Tobago Updates family. You look so beautiful in this picture. We hope that your day is just as beautiful as you are, and that going forward in this year, you achieve all your goals, and that God continues to shower all of His blessings upon your life today and the rest of the year.
Finally, we want to say happy birthday to Miss Aisha Primus. Happy birthday to you, Miss Aisha Primus. God's richest blessings. Today is your special day. Look at that beautiful smile. We know you're going to be smiling from ear to ear for the whole day. Your friends and your families are going to treat you so nice. They're going to treat you so nice. I know you have something special coming up lunchtime today. God's richest blessings. We hope that you stay safe for the entire day and for the upcoming year. Everything you do, you put your hands to, and every step that you make, you will see success. Viewers, unfortunately, we have come to the end of our programming here at the Tobago Updates Morning Show. But the Tobago Updates programming continues. Up next is GMT. So we want you to do us a favor. Share the live, share the live, share the live. GMT is up next.
Inform you, we come here on a health-conscious mission to tell you that living healthy and drug abstinence is the best decision. So sit back and relax, except the judging panel, because we come here to flip the script and change the channel. Drag your bow, Mr. Fiddler.
The party was lit, but all I see is people lie down in their spit and their vomit. I know what I say is right down till we lie down, but don't let drugs and alcohol carry us 6 feet underground.
You might feel like you're flying with colors and you can manage it because you're so smart, but you can't control it when it's in your system and ready to fail your heart. Cocaine, marijuana, and ecstasy, even the trending will never be good for we. Everybody wanna zest and pop pills, but that not help you develop no skills. So say no to drugs today from the first time offer. Say family not to sing when the roll is called up yonder. Drag your bow, Mr.
Honestly, I feel amazing. It was easy for me and my classmates to successfully perform, and it was kind of difficult in some places, but we got through to it.
I feel fantastic. It's unreal. It was just like we had a 2-day period to learn everything and to get everything into sorts. So it just came naturally to us as performing.
I'm feeling ecstatic, I'm feeling excited, I'm feeling really happy for the students as well because they did the work, they made the sacrifice, they sacrificed their lunchtime, and I really commend them for putting their best foot forward. Well, I am someone who has been in the cultural space for many years, so it pleases me to see that they are using the cultural art form to push positive messages.
Stress has become one of the most significant triggers for substance misuse and relapse. Social pressures, economic uncertainty, and mental health challenges can leave individuals, especially our youths, searching for ways to cope. Unfortunately, some turn to alcohol, marijuana, and other substances as temporary relief. often leading to long-term consequences for their health, relationship, and future opportunities.
This is why prevention matters. We must continue to promote healthy ways of coping with stress through physical activity, proper tests, good nutrition, open communication, counseling, and creative expression. Just as importantly, we must ensure that individuals feel safe seeking help without fear of judgment or stigma. The Tobago House of Assembly, through the Division of Community Development and Social Protection, remains committed to this people-centered approach. We will continue to invest in community programs, youth development initiatives, and partnership that strengthens mental health support and promote healthy lifestyles.
We leave you with the words of Ra Shorty I, a founding father. Watch out, children, watch out. It's about a fella called Lucifer with a bag of white powder. And he don't want to powder your face, but to bring shame and disgrace to the human race. Drag your bone, Mr. Fiddler.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
And welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix. And guys, you know, whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's topics and conversations, let's have our news in 90 seconds. Transportation Minister Eli Zukur has announced a new grace period system. Starting Monday, motorists will be given 7 days to fix minor defect issues like cracked windscreens or faulty lights before a fine is issued. Those who repair defects and obtain a certificate of compliance will avoid penalties. Failing to resolve the issue within a time frame automatically converts the warning into a fixed fine. Additionally, ongoing concerns over cargo operations have caused Tobago East MP David Thomas to call for the barge's return into active rotation to assist with heavier cargo items, ease logistical pressures, and reduce delays for businesses, while the Blue Wave Harmony starts night berthing trials ahead of its March 1st deadline for full service. Additionally, Lambo Fisher folks are questioning the Tobago House of Assembly about promised compensation for those economically affected by the oil spill. We'll have more on this story tonight as it develops. And finally, West Indies are at this time playing South Africa in India for a spot in the T20 Cricket World Cup semi-finals, with both teams currently holding the top 2 position respectively in Group 1 of the Super 8 level of the tournament. Whichever team wins this morning's match is guaranteed one of 4 coveted semi-final positions. West Indies is batting first. And that was our news in 90 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a brief break right here and we'll be back with much more conversation after this. See you soon.
We are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers, we are melanated.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and look. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. Do more, live more.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. It's who we are at the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. We're deepening our commitment to the region, continuing to invest in the networks, services, and digital solutions that move Caribbean businesses forward. Whether you are a mid-sized business or multinational player, we bring you resilient connectivity, personalized service, and tailored IT solutions, all powered by local teams that truly have your back. We're here to help you navigate challenges, grow, and achieve your goals with practical solutions, reliable networks, and a partnership rooted in trust and your long-term success. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
As you come in. Long time I see you. This station pumping. Ready for children party. Mommy! Jay, you can't go nowhere with these children. And you know you can't depend on Kevin neither Steven to see about them. Yeah, total waste. So I supposed to stay home whole time? Jada is 12. She could see about them. You just leave Jada to see about Kia and Kayla. I thought it's your mother or your sister. Who? Them always busy. Jada could handle that. She cooking and cleaning a long time. And the next two, better know what time it is. It's only me, you know. I will talk to my mother. She just home these days. She will make sure the children okay. Alright. Let me see the moves for later.
Before you ramage, make sure the children okay. Call 996 to report all child abuse now. A message from the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix. This morning we jump straight into conversations surrounding the cargo vessel and the effects that it has had on businesses. This morning we are chatting with Miss Carleen Wright, who's the owner of Triple D's Delight. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, and thanks for having me. I'm doing pretty well with you also.
Excellent. So tell us a bit, have you experienced any challenges with some of the delays as it pertains to not having a stable cargo vessel on the inter-island transportation between Trinidad and Tobago?
Okay, numerous. I have seen numerous because basically, okay, so what I do is I have basically Food Delight, right? Whereby I supply pastries, breakfast, lunch. I'm famous for pumpkin bread, which I supply mostly to the people of the countryside. And here it is, because of the shortage of the vessel, you'll find that, okay, I deal with a company who delivers your flour on a weekly basis. And even that is hard, sometimes you'll take like your basic amount, they know your basic amount, and then they'll call and say, well, okay, you could only get 1 bag of flour. 1 bag of flour can't do anything for a business for a week. Not even, basically, it's a 2-day supply for me, right? So, yes, it has a great impact. A lot of the things that we need as ingredients are very hard to get. You cannot even go to the grocery and get them, which automatically will be at an additional cost. Because, okay, here it is, you're buying from a company for wholesale, at a wholesale price, and then here it is, you go to the grocery and it's a retail price you have to pay. So it's a loss for the business.
Understood.
So, yes,
but for clarity purposes, you said that you usually purchase from a wholesaler that comes to Tobago, and their supplies less than usual. But are they consistently coming to Tobago? Are they consistently there and offering less, or are they not coming to Tobago at all?
Okay, so trying not to call any supplier names, I deal with a Tobago-based supplier. So, they still depend on the ferry for their services, and then they don't just use the fast ferry, they will use the cargo vessel. So the cargo vessel now being out of service, well, now trying to bring up all the backlog from Trinidad. They still, up to today, I'm supposed to have supplies, and up to now, they are telling me still I wouldn't be getting supplies today. So it's not to say I'm dealing with a supplier coming from Trinidad, I'm dealing with a Tobago-based supplier.
Understood. And are there any contingencies that you have been utilizing to keep your business going during this time?
Okay, so contingencies to keep business going. So, okay, the 1 bag of flour, basically because I do breakfast, I have no other choice but to stop baking bread and just focus on breakfast, because breakfast on the countryside, it's basically just a few of us on the eastern side doing breakfast. So, you have people who have to rush into work, whatever, they don't get a chance to do breakfast. They will gladly know that here, Triple D's, I know for sure Triple D's open Monday to Friday from 6:30. I could get breakfast on my way down to work. Even people who are going up to the eastern side, they will stop for breakfast. So then I prefer to cut out doing the breads, which will take more flour, and continue doing the breakfast until I could do better. But right now, I'm in a position, tomorrow is the last day for the supply of flour I have.
Okay. And we hear the Chief Secretary saying that he has commissioned a team to look at the impact of this on businesses and being able to put forward a tangible compensation for individuals. Are you in the process of being able to calculate what that loss is during the last couple weeks?
Yes, I could, but when I heard it, I had a bit of a problem with it, basically because who are the businesses that will be getting back? Is it a small business like me, or is it the big businesses who lost from not getting their goods coming from Trinidad? Right? So here it is, you have, as a small business person, you have to be right up with your work, with your everything. That is my full belief, that I have to be up there with all my work, which I am, right? And because I deal with I'm a registered business, I'm registered with procurement and all that. So, I'm up there, I have to be updated on the summer. What about the persons who are not like that? Who just have a little retail shop that running out there and doing whatever just to make a living, to make sure their family meets all their bills being paid.
Understood. Well, we want to thank you so much this morning for giving us some insight on how the cargo issue has been affecting businesses on the ground in Tobago. And we know that you are still busy at Triple D's and serving your customers this morning. So we want to thank you for taking the time out to chat with us. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break right here and we'll be back with much more after this. See you soon.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. Rooted in connection, driven by community. It's who we are at the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Hair goals, we've got them. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Springs. Contact 49SWIFT 4979438.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
elderly can have fun too. We're talking good food, proper music, lots of games, and a day at the beach they will never forget. From the time we left the compound at Heavenly Care Home for the Elderly, the vibe was already established. Wheels up and seatbelts on. Watch now, when we touched down in Pigeon Point, everybody was ready for excitement. But before anything could take place, we had to secure our bellies. You ever play bingo by the beachside? Well, that was the first activity on the roster, and boy did these seniors have fun. However, others wanted something more physical, so we brought out the ring toss, and not even arthritis could have stopped them. Well, I was blown away at how straight these people were. Are you sure this is a home for the elderly? Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday, but nothing beats the song of good steel pan by the shores while we take a dip in Tobago's finest water. Wait, more food again? This is my type of event. The energy was amazing and nothing short of a blessing. Pick up Heavenly Care Home for the Elderly, because joy doesn't retire, laughter doesn't age, and memories like these last forever.
To a stranger,
it's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there, down in Tobago.
Guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago, so it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
Goals, we've got them. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy, for queens who know exactly what they want.
good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning we will be touching a bit on the CARICOM heads of government meetings that has been happening in St. Kitts. Throughout the week we have been touching on the fact that for the very first time our Chief Secretary here in Tobago of the Tobago House of Assembly has been invited by a sitting Prime Minister. This time around, Chief Secretary Farley Augustine is accompanying Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar at these meetings. But our Prime Minister made some statements not yesterday, but on Tuesday during her presentations, and it has come with a number of mixed reactions. Some persons in full support, and some persons feeling like Trinidad and Tobago may not have been best represented in the most diplomatic way. This morning we are having a conversation with Mrs. Judine Job, who is an attorney and has been a member of various joint select committees in the Parliament. Good morning and welcome. Good morning. I am actually not able to hear your audio at this time. I hope that my producers are able to fix that for me in short order. I'm not sure if my audience is able to hear. Can you try it once more?
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Right. And I'm guessing that you were able to pay some attention to that speech that was given by our Prime Minister on Tuesday. What are some of your initial reactions?
So let me be honest with you. Good morning, Tobago, and good morning again. I started to listen because, it's CARICOM. We all should be interested in what's happening within the region. And of course, our Prime Minister, Kamla Persad-Bissessar, her speech to CARICOM would be of interest to all of us. So I started to listen, and then I switched off my YouTube. I switched off the conversation that Madam Bissessar was having with CARICOM. But because everybody's talking about this thing, I went back. I had to go back and listen to it again. And I still will switch off. However, as a former communication lecturer, I would really revisit Prime Minister Persad-Bissessar's communication to CARICOM in that regard. All right, and first and foremost, in communication, we have a sender, we have a message, and we have a receiver. We have the audience. And so Madam Bissessar knew that her audience would have been CARICOM heads of government. She also knew that Marco Rubio was going to be there, and she probably would have some idea of what the discussions at CARICOM would have been. Prime Minister Persad-Bissessar was supposed to be speaking with the CARICOM leaders. I do not believe, in my humble opinion, that she was addressing CARICOM leaders at all, because she started off with some kind of corny joke about some child in some school, and you look at the audience and they were not receptive. Then she started calling Prime Minister Motley Mia. Is Mia. I mean, this is a formal occasion. This is a conference of heads of government, and she's calling out Mia this and Mia that. This is Prime Minister Motley, and she had to understand where she was in the first instance. Okay, but Kamla seems to have developed, and let me not say Kamla, let me say Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar seems to have developed a very kind of Trump-like stance in her speaking, the way she talks, the things she says. And clearly, as far as I am concerned, and this is my humble opinion, Prime Minister Persad-Bissessar was not just addressing CARICOM. She was addressing Marco Rubio and Trump. Okay? Because the discourse that she had was not even favorable to CARICOM. And first and foremost, again, what is the purpose of CARICOM? what is the purpose of CARICOM? And if you will permit me to quote from our founding father of the nation, Prime Minister, former deceased Dr. Eric Williams, and you know, the path that these government leaders of the region would have undertaken to create a Caribbean community. And this is the 5th conference of the heads of government. And this is what Dr. Eric Williams says, a very brief part of it, a very brief excerpt. He said, this conference, and he was welcoming the leaders to the conference. This conference is a reflection of the firm commitment of governments of the region to closer collaboration, and the success or failure of our deliberations will be determined by the spirit of compromise and the goodwill with which we must approach our problems. Solutions must be found by us without any outside interference. Now, this is what CARICOM, this is the essence of CARICOM. We don't need Donald Trump to come to Trinidad and Tobago to tell us how to run our country. We don't need Donald Trump to come here, put up a radar to spy on other people, and our Prime Minister is saying, yeah, that's good. That is what kept our crime rate down, because that was part of a speech.
Right.
You know?
Understood. Yeah.
And she also spoke to some narco dictator. She didn't call a name. And then she said something about Trinidad and
the Cuban government and the
but the narco dictator, I would assume, may have been the Venezuelan head of state, who Trump just went in, arrested, and everybody's quiet. Okay, so is CARICOM perfect? No. Does CARICOM need to do things to function more effectively? Yes. But Mrs. Prasad Bissessar, instead of going to CARICOM with some solutions to what she perceives as the problems of CARICOM, just channeled her discussion to Trump. And so she did that, and I believe that she gained what she wanted. She wanted to go to Mar-a-Lago. Yeah. So, okay, she's going to Mar-a-Lago. She wanted Rubio. Rubio didn't even stay in this conference. Let's go. You know, he gone. Little Marco is what Trump called him. And now you are aligning yourself with a felon. A felon. He's a convicted felon in the United States of America. This man has absolutely no regard for the rule of law, even in America. The Supreme Court made a ruling last week about the 15% tariff, and he decided, hey, I really don't care about all you. I go in and do that anyway. You know, and so why would we want to align ourselves with somebody who comes into our region, strikes, both skills people, and the region is just silent? Understood. I don't know what kind of us.
Some persons are of the opinion that, you know, in this speech, the Prime Minister would have been cowering to the United States, and that cowering has set the CARICOM states back 50 years of progress, because the entire purpose of CARICOM is to have a collective voice within the region that is able to stand against world powers like the United States and have a unified voice when it comes to, you know, global affairs, and being able to have a vote on many issues that affect the region. Are you also of that opinion?
But that is why I read this speech from Dr. Eric Williams, who was actually instrumental in creating the CARICOM region. And the last part of it says, our solutions must be found by us without outside interference. So if CARICOM has problems, and we do, because as a member of parliament, I attended several Commonwealth parliamentarian conferences and listened, and we all have similar issues which we can discuss and find solutions. All these people went to university, all of them supposed to be bright. So why is it that Donald Trump, whose niece speaks about this man, and we all hear what she says, but somehow we choose to discard it? I don't see why our Prime Minister believe that Donald Trump can solve our problems? And the primaries are the elections in America coming up, the midterms coming up in November, I believe. And if he loses, what then? Does Trump care about Trinidad and Tobago? I do not think so, because we observe his behavior over his term of office, and he doesn't care about anything or anybody. So why should our Prime Minister believe that Trump is going to be her ally? He doesn't care about anybody. Yes, she'll get a trip to Mar-a-Lago. Yes, she'll get to hobnob with Trump and take a picture. At the end of the day, it's for posterity. But will Trump deal with our issues in Trinidad and Tobago? No.
Right.
You know,
do you think that some of the comments made by the Prime Minister could possibly put the Chief Secretary in a bit of an uncomfortable position when she may say things that he particularly might not agree with, but has to maintain that level of cordiality in that relationship to keep a good relationship between the central government and the THA?
Let me just say this. Under former chairman, deceased now, Lennox Dinone, and Prime Minister Patrick Manning, Mr. Dinone didn't have to go to conferences with Mr. Manning or all of that to get what he wanted. They had a cordial relationship. Whenever he called Mr. Manning, they could have spoken on the phone. I don't see why Mr. Farley has to go and leave us here in a bind when we can't get things on the shelves and boat car come and all kind of things happening, and he gone with Kamala. You know, and that is sometimes what leaders do. When the going gets hot, they just jump and get out of the countries until things cool down. But I wish Farley well, because he's got to get some experience, you know, going out there. He will get some experience, but I don't believe that he should have gone. That's just my opinion.
Understood. Even as it pertains to the relationship with other CARICOM member states, we heard from the Prime Minister. She said in local Trinidad and Tobago parlance, who vex loss as it pertains to the relationship between Trinidad and Tobago and the United States, reiterating the fact that every CARICOM state has that level of sovereignty, specifically when it comes to national security. Do you think that, you know, it may have caused a level of contention with some of the things that were said, even though it was said in somewhat of a joking way? The message behind it was clear.
Yeah, but CARICOM is not a forum for joking, all right? We have serious issues in this region, in particular with crime, and every country experiences its share of crime. And that is not now. Since I've been in the parliament and how many years ago, crime was an issue. It's probably getting worse. Drug trafficking was a serious issue. From Florida, some of the Cubans who went across there from Florida, drug trafficking was always there. Even the great America cannot treat with the drug trafficking issue. As a matter of fact, it has blossomed. And so I am not sure what our Prime Minister's intent was when she spoke to CARICOM about, you know, all these just a second.
Right. She also indicated one of the key areas we know that CARICOM has been working towards for years has been the free flow of Caribbean nationals between Caribbean countries and territories. And during her speech, she indicated that though she supports this move in theory, practically, Trinidad and Tobago is unable at this time to facilitate, because we already have a burden of illegal migrants being in our country from the Venezuela situation. But then she went on to say, but there's a new UB campus that we have in Debe and a children's hospital in Cuba. So we are open and welcoming you to send your students to Trinidad and Tobago. However, as it pertains to the free-flowing movement, at this point in time, Trinidad and Tobago does not have the capacity or the resources to facilitate that. What message do you think that sends to the CARICOM leaders across the region?
First and foremost, Trinidadians leave here and go to people's places. A whole bunch of us in America, a bunch of us in Canada, we all over the world. Okay? And nobody send us back and say we are strained on their resources. Okay, let's say Tobago, for example. Right now, I believe Tobago need an injection of people. Because if we have to grow this economy, we need to have people with spending power. We need to try to develop our economy in such a way that we can create our internal we can develop our internal processes and also our internal economy. So if we can spend here, then we can multiply the expenditure. For example, we have the Venezuelans here. Not all of them are bandits. They are working hard. I go down to, go to wash my car down the road. You see them there. You see people hiring them and so on. I went into a food establishment recently and the gentleman said to me, I can't find anybody to work. I said, well, hire the Venezuelans. And I went back the next time and I saw Venezuelan there and they are working. So I am not saying that every person who came here is probably a good person or whatever, but you cannot broad brush people like that. And what we need to do is probably manage the inflow if we can. Now, we have porous borders because the Venezuelans and Trinidad and Tobagonians have been doing cross-border trade forever and ever, amen. And everybody knows in Trinidad that they use the places down south to ply the trade. So they have been coming here. Unfortunately, I wouldn't say unfortunately, we opened the country to a lot of Venezuelans when the government did, the former PNM government. And yes, we have some here, and yes, in the bunch, you may have had those who are not good influences and would have probably connected with those here who do not have good intentions. We have a police punisher commissioner who is probably doing what he said he will do. And I am not sure that Kamala's immigration story is a solid one. It is not. If there was no immigration, what would have happened? Migration, what would have happened?
Understand. And she did indicate that Trinidad and Tobago does support it. She does say in theory there is a support for that movement. And, you see countries like Barbados, they are already adopting these initiatives already and making those moves. But she's just saying currently where Trinidad and Tobago is economically, right now, it is not, necessarily practical at this time. So it's not that she does not support it, but indicating that we, at this point in time, do not have the resources necessary to support it in actuality.
Yeah, but we have the Cubans doctor coming here. We pay them, right? They work, okay?
Right.
The Venezuelans work. They contribute. What we have to do is to structure it so that they can pay their taxes and whatever. All right, we pay taxes. We can, the structures are probably not there. I'm not sure. I'm not in government. I really don't know what structures they have for these people to pay the taxes, all these car wash places and so on. I don't know. But they are working and they are selling and they are doing whatever. How are we going to harness that to probably contribute to our economic situation? All right. And these are the things that we need to look at. Not just come and say, well, we can't afford the immigrants and we could afford some because they're working and they're contributing and they're working harder than some of us here in this country if we are honest with ourselves.
Understood. And finally, I want to ask a question as it pertains to some of the comments that the Prime Minister made concerning Cuba. Do you think that this is, or the Prime Minister kind of functioned as a forerunner for what could possibly be coming as it pertains to more geopolitical tensions, but this time around with Cuba? Because we have heard Marco Rubio in previous statements indicating that the U.S. is coming for them. So do you think by, using the CARICOM platform to highlight so much about Cuba that that's something that we can see happening in the near future?
When I started this conversation, I spoke about the communication process and to know your audience. In my humble opinion, Kamala's audience was not CARICOM members. Kamala's audience were Donald Trump and Marco Rubio. And she played to that audience, and they bought in whatever she said. So obviously we all know that Rubio is obsessed with Cuba, and there's some story about his family and all of that, which I really don't want to get into, but he is definitely obsessed with Cuba. And it seems as though he's punishing Cuba right now, because as we speak, they have stopped sending all kinds of supplies to Cuba. I know Mexico came up with some way of sending a ship across there. I don't know who else would help the Cubans. And you see pictures with long lines with people because Trump says so, and because Rubio says so. And if Kamala is aligning herself with that to punish the Cuban people for what she believes is not a democratic government, then she's wrong, dead wrong. And Trump is wrong, okay? Because Trump himself is a dictator. And so Kamala is aligning herself with a dictator who has no regard for the rule of law. Kamala is a senior attorney, senior counsel, understands how the law works. Okay? And so I don't see how on God's green earth that she is going to have this tight hug-up thing with Trump. She says she's not hugging up the CARICOM leaders, but she's going to hug up Trump. All right? And I don't understand what is her thing with Donald Trump. Because at the end of the day, Trump gonna leave. Everybody in America, well, not everybody, but America is waking up to Donald Trump, and they want him to go. There are protests all over the place, and I'm not sure if our Prime Minister is seeing that. Okay, so when he goes, what happens to us? When we sever that umbilical cord with CARICOM by her words, by what she says, by what she does, what is going to happen to Trinidad and Tobago? And Kamala is going to leave too, because she's 70-something. She is going to leave. What is she going to leave for us here in Trinidad and Tobago? And that is what she needs to think about. Because when she goes, Trinidad and Tobago is still here.
Understood. Well, Ms. Jo, we want to thank you so much for having this conversation with us this morning on some of the comments that were made by our Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessor, at the CARICOM Heads of Government meetings on Tuesday. And we will continue these conversations tomorrow. And again, I want to thank you for giving us some insight, some historical background on the start of CARICOM, and just being here with us this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, we also want to thank you for being a part of this morning's discussions. We want to thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing and continue to do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Again, I am Chanel Felix, and have a great day.